Thank you, Yannis. Yes, so today Sebastian and me are here to talk about the tech versus marketing divide, and if there is a divide between our two different teams at Storyblok and how we use Storyblok for Storyblok.com. You've met me, so I run the marketing team at Storyblok. Sebastian, what do you do as actually VP of Engineering? I'm sorry that we put your old job title in there.
It's absolutely fine. So, hi, my name is Sebastian. Here I'm VP of Developer Experience, which is true for the next 45 minutes, because at 5 we have a reorganization call that I need to attend. So you are safe that I won't talk for more than 45 minutes now. I'm looking after a lot of tech stuff at Storyblok. And also one of the things that I have to look after is the website. And a lot of people say it's just the website, what we have on www.storyblok.com. But Thomas, tell us a little bit about what this website does in reality.
Yeah. So the good news is we can talk a lot about our website, and we keep it short for the next 20 minutes. But I would argue it's not just a website, right? For us as a software as a service business, and I know we have a few other SaaS businesses, e-commerce businesses around. So for us, our Storyblok.com website is for sure, our main vehicle to being found online. And it's, I would argue as a marketer, it's also the #1 brand place, because the eyeballs we would get week over week, month over month on Storyblok.com outreaches any other channel where you would find Storyblok. So it's really the #1 place, not only for customers, prospects, partners, also from an employer branding perspective. Applications encountered maybe the first touch point with us on our homepage. Investors probably looked quite a few times. I guess we can ask Yannis about that, on how often he looked at Storyblok.com during his due diligence. But for investors, it's a place to go, and also for the general press and media. And overall, Storyblok.com, from a business perspective, is really the #1 lead capture and revenue capture for us till to date. And it helped us in the last 2.5, 3 years grow to more than 130,000 projects being built on Storyblok as a CMS globally in more than 130 countries. So we will have a chat about that if it's just a website, but I hope you'll see why I don't think that it's just a website. Storyblok has grown to 200 employees, which we announced a few weeks ago, and still we'll probably end up at 300 or so at the end of this year. So if we look at who is actually using our website, our CMS within our teams, you can see here all different teams. As one of the assumptions people might have, yes, a website is just for your marketing, right? Your marketing team runs your website for updating content, creating marketing campaigns, landing pages, and so on. But as you can see here, Storyblok as a CMS is used by more than 80 editors, people in the CMS, from design, product, talent. We do regularly publish new job ads out there, so we do have quite a growing talent team as well who uses our CMS. Marketing for sure, developer relations. We do have a dedicated web development team who takes care about Storyblok from a tech stack perspective, and we're going to talk about that in a bit more detail later on. Also, our executive team uses Storyblok, so I think our CEO, Dominic, is somewhere around who regularly updates or takes a look at Storyblok.com. Sales partners, so basically every single team at Storyblok uses our content management system. So take our numbers, but also you might wonder, how does that look on the general market? So beginning of this year, we did a survey within European and US businesses, and we asked them, how many different teams do you have in your organization that use a content management system? And as you can see here, the majority of businesses responded with at least 2 to 3 different teams who are being involved in content management, orchestration, creation, publishment. And there are even 11% of businesses who have more than 6 teams involved in CMS decisions. So the next question we asked was, which teams are involved in those processes and areas? And again, what you can see here reflects pretty much with what we've seen before on the Storyblok side. Basically, every single department is involved to some degree in managing content for different purposes, for different front ends, different channels, whatever the purpose really is. Yes, marketing, sales being among the top ranked there, but many other teams are involved really. And here comes maybe the problem. There's a Harvard Business Review study out there which says that 75% of businesses have cross-functional team issues, meaning departments, team can't collaborate efficiently, productively across the different departments. So if we think now back one slide earlier where every team is basically involved in CMS and look at this statistic, I think that can be quite a challenge on how marketing and tech works together.
Yeah, but Thomas, that's also what we see in our teams, because there are some requirements from the marketing team that are hard to fulfill in the tech team, and the other way around. The tech team wants to have some stuff that the marketing team can't live with, can't use. So I've here a few examples. So for example, the marketing team would like to have full control over the whole website, including design, content, and everything. And on the other hand, we have a developer who is responsible that the output of the website is still semantically correct. So I don't want a website where I have 5 H1 headlines. That's not good in general, and Google will also not like it a lot. So I need to control that in some way. Second thing, we need an easy-to-use system that everyone can use with no technical skills required. On the other hand, if you ask a technician, the first thing is probably, hey, I would like to reuse the content, and so I'm going to use plain text, or maybe Markdown, because some formatting would be okay. But Thomas, how many marketers do know about Markdown?
It's a good question, and I've been there, done that, kinda, so not too many, I guess.
And it goes on. So marketing would like to have a fast website. On the other hand, if the development team hears he wants to have a fast website, they are thinking about, hey, I would like to use the latest framework to make that possible. I need to add a CDN. I need to have hosting that allows me to do that, and all of that stuff. And last but not least, another example, we want to create custom, highly personalized experiences that convert better. And the developer sees, oh my God, I still have this monolith somewhere on my servers running, and I have no idea how to create this new personalized experience without rebuilding the whole website. So there are always a lot of differences between the different teams.
Yeah, and if we look at our way on how we run our own website, but also how we think, and I hope we have that shared thinking, Sebastian, between marketing and dev, is at the end of the day, yes, we use different words to describe different problems, but at the end of the day, we're trying to achieve the same goal. And this is, as this day is called, to create better digital experiences for our users, for our consumers. And we believe that at Storyblok, within our own operations, we bring together those worlds from providing developers the latest technology and composable, headless first approach to be able to really push content, publish content on any of those mentioned channels that we now serve these days. And at the same time, we as business users, as marketers, we want to have a friendly, easy to use, simple CMS backend experience that allows us to work together efficiently and collaborate on content. And yes, one might argue, if we look at the whole headless trend, that this is quite a technical concept. I'm a marketer myself. I have not been exposed 5 years ago to the whole API first, composable, headless kind of way. But at the end of the day, Storyblok is a headless CMS, yes. But we really think that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Technology comes second, right? What comes first is people. And I guess that's why we also speak here as marketers and developers and how we run our teams. We really thought about how can we make this practical, right? And everything we've shown you before, which teams are involved. So we thought about why not give a live demo? Let's do a quick experiment here and see and show you how we actually work together between developers and marketers. So I'll be right now opening up Storyblok, and I'm going to do a little fun experiment. I hope my team doesn't mind too much that I'm now going into our live website, storyblok.com. And to all of you who are seeing this for the first time, just as a quick overview, yes, this is Storyblok's backend as a CMS. We're now at app.storyblok.com. You can see different areas within our CMS, from a central content hub to an asset manager and so on and so forth. I'm not trying to make it too complex today, so we are solely focusing on the content. So, Sebastian, how do you like the event so far today?
I enjoy it a lot. I think we should do it again, maybe next year.
Okay. How about let's create an event page for next year, right?
Sounds very good.
So let me start by creating a new landing page for the Digital Experience Day 2023. It's an event, so I'm gonna quickly search for this content type. And what you can see right now is, just as a quick information, on the left-hand side, a live preview. So that is where I, as a marketer, can now build out my different components, my different content. Since we already have done, or we are right now doing a Digital Experience Day 2022, so let me take a look real quick at that page, because I'm a marketer, I'm a bit lazy, right? So I want to copy-paste some stuff over.
I'm quite sure that not only marketers will copy-paste stuff. That's a common thing.
I can only speak for myself, right? So what you see here is the page you all have signed up for, because that's why you're here. So I'm simply gonna select this and copy some components over, because I hope you liked our speakers so far, and I hope we'll see each other next year again. So let's do that real quick, and at the same time, let's give it a title. Welcome at the Digital Experience Day 2023.
And you can see that the live preview is not 100% real-time live preview, but Thomas has to save the page to make the site appear. So what is happening here is that we are running a server-side rendered page, and that page is not refreshed all the time when he is typing, but you need to trigger the refresh on pressing the save button.
Thank you, Sebastian. So we now have different components in place, as you can see here, and these are already pre-filled with the content I just copied over. I'm not going to start and edit that, because that would take too much time, but I wanna start tagging my team, right? Because we have some image right here that you all have seen, and I wanna start a collaboration with Nicola, one of our designers, and be like, Nicola, can you please update the visual for next year? And what this will trigger is that Nicola, our designer, will get an email notification as well as an in-app notification that I just tagged him in this component. Why am I highlighting this? We really think that collaboration between the teams, across the teams, should happen in the same place where you can actually see the front-end experience, where you can actually see how the content looks like for your end users. Because as marketers, and I'm pretty sure it's similar on the dev side, we've been sending Google Docs, Word documents back and forth, but at the end of the day, that's a different medium than the front end. And I really think that Nicola should see already that working draft on how that's going to look like. The last thing I want to do maybe right now is I want to add some tracking. We as marketers like to track stuff, right? We want to know what's going on. So one of the things I'm now looking for is the registration form. We have that connected to our CRM, which I think, Sebastian, you'll talk about that, right? So, how we connect Salesforce to that. But I'm going to quickly tag my colleague Fabrizio and ask him if he can you please add the new Salesforce campaign, so we can directly push, hopefully all of you who sign up for next year, into our CRM system. So with that said, I just wanted to give you a quick front-end glimpse on how we run Storyblok within our CMS backend. Sebastian, I think you'll show us now what that means from a tech stack perspective.
Can you stay on this slide, on this one for just one more second? So you can see how easy it is to edit the page and so on. But for the tech people, it's now also cool because this here on the right-hand side gives a clear structure of how the content should look like. So I can control on the front end what will be output. So I don't have any semantic problems on my front end. And you can switch to the slides.
So in other
please.
words, you just said that we as marketers are not destroying any layouts and HTML structures, right?
I wouldn't put it that way, but
yeah, you
if
did
you
it in a nice. You
maybe.
did it in a nice way. All good.
Yeah, and from a tech perspective, all of that happens in the background. So we have, as I mentioned before, the server-side rendered form on the website, and as soon as you click the send button, a serverless function is triggered, and the serverless function will distribute the event to different destinations. So we will receive a Slack notification, the whole team will cheer that we have another participant in the event. There will be logs that are written because sometimes the form doesn't work as expected and we would still like to know who signed up. Then the serverless function will also generate a new lead in Salesforce. This lead is then used in our sales pipeline. This lead is then used in marketing emails like the ones that you received before the event. So to remind you that the event is coming up, to tell you a day before where you need to go and stuff like that. And we sometimes also export this data from Salesforce and do paid advertising. So everyone who has signed for the event might get a Google ad or a LinkedIn ad reminding them that Storyblok exists and that they might want to sign up for an account.
Since Matt spoke about the composability approach and the headless first approach and how that's really helpful in regards to step-by-step migrations, I know Storyblok.com as a website is continuously evolving. So Sebastian, what's coming up? What's on next from a tech stack perspective?
One big thing, of course, is that we would like to have real-time preview so that the demos are a little bit more impressive than they are already. That's one thing. The other thing is, as you mentioned before, marketers like to track. And we are going to integrate the customer data platform into our website so that we can track different touch points of users and then also start with marketing automation and trigger, for example, certain emails upon certain actions. So you can see that this thing is growing and growing, and I hope that we will meet here again next year so that I can tell you how this story ended.
So the whole reason why we try to keep it really practical and give you like some real insight is that in a lot of situations when we speak about websites, it's so much more both from a technical side as well as from a marketing side. So I would like to leave it with that yes, it's just more than a website. And yeah, if you like to learn more about how we use Storyblok within our own teams, feel free to talk to Sebastian. I know you need to run to some structural changes in 30 minutes to go. So you're still around. I'm here around as well, and thanks for listening in, and hope you all come next year again. Thank you.